Hi guys, so today's video is going to be the Q&A and painting video that I mentioned on my community board a while ago. I've been really excited to do this video and I've been waiting to do it for a while now, but I was waiting so everyone would have a chance to ask questions if they had any. So thank you so much to everybody who commented their questions or liked the post or all of that. So thank you guys for helping make this video possible. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna get into it. So I'm just gonna paint a picture. I'll pop up the reference picture on the screen and answer you guys' questions while I do it. If you guys enjoy the video, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I post every Friday, and comment down below and tell me how you're doing. I would love to have a conversation with you. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I have the tendency to talk pretty quietly. So first question, what are the top 3 places you want to travel? I really want to go to a Latin American country. I wanted to do Spanish immersion for a while, like study abroad, but it's just a thought. And then I'd really like to go to Egypt. I feel like somewhere like Greenland or Finland would be awesome. I want to go a lot of places, so it's kind of hard to pick 3. All right, next question. What's your favorite color? My favorite color is gray. And when I tell people this, they are always like, that's interesting, which I guess it is, but I don't know. I just really like the color gray. What is your aim in life? Good question. Overall, I just want to be successful and I want to be happy. Pretty much my aim in life here on earth. What are you good at besides studying? I don't know. I guess I'm good at art, I'd like to say. It's really a hobby. So I went ahead and I kind of did a rough sketch and I kind of labeled everything based off of the colors I would need. Sorry about the lighting, guys. It's like 8:50 when I'm filming this. Okay, so do you do any sports? I play lacrosse. I'm sure some of you probably have noticed the little lacrosse sticker on my water bottle. However, I'm not playing this year, but I hope to start back next year. So the next category is like YouTube related stuff. So somebody asked, what is your Instagram? I don't have an Instagram right now for my channel, but I don't know if I should make one. Next question, thoughts about the study community, promoting consumerism, showing masked truth, privilege, etc. So I'm gonna address first the masked truth part. I try to be as transparent with you all as possible. I think the study community has gotten a lot better about that, because a lot of times, of course, on social media and like YouTube and stuff, people only want to share the best parts of their lives, and when they're putting things on the internet for everyone to see, they want to make sure that they are showing the best version of themselves. And I completely agree with that. I feel like everyone does that to a certain extent, but there also are some things, I feel like it's okay to show people that you're not perfect and that you go through some of the same things they go through, because it's more relatable and I think it's comforting. It makes people feel better. So yeah, when it comes to school and things like that, I do let you guys know that I fall behind sometimes too, that I'm not perfect at everything. I mean, I do well in school overall, but there are some subjects that I'm particularly good at and some subjects that I have to try extra hard in. And I feel like it's important to let people know that people want to see someone who they can relate to. Promoting consumerism, I feel like the study community has definitely gotten a lot better about that. I feel like we're improving in all of these areas, honestly. I know sometimes you see people with a ton of stationery. I know I do. And I'm like, wow, I wish I had that. That's awesome. But to be honest, we don't really need all of that stuff. But of course, stationery is what they really enjoy. So I don't feel as though people in the study community really, well, this is all based off of the people that I watch. I don't really think they promote consumerism a ton. I feel like it's up to you to decide on what you really need for your lifestyle and what's really necessary for you. You know, everyone has different needs, but there are a lot of sustainable practices being promoted in the study community. For example, people going digital with their notes. I have not gone digital. I do think I will in college definitely go digital. It's just more convenient. It's more eco-friendly to not use as much paper. Of course, there are downsides to going digital, but there's pros and cons to everything. Right now, I just think for me being in high school, it's not really practical to go completely digital. Okay, next question. How did you come up with the name studybright? This summer, I was just thinking about it, and of course, I knew I wanted to incorporate the names, the word studying, into my channel name, and I was thinking of things related to school and just studying and things like that, and I feel like bright just made sense. You know, bright, clever, you know? So that's just kind of how it came to mind. It really just popped into my head and I was like, oh, that's a good idea, and I thought about it some and it really grew on me, so that's the name that I chose. Any tips on starting a study channel? Honestly, just go for it. Try and figure out a name. You asked about a study channel, so clearly you kind of know what your focus will be for your channel. You should have an idea of the content you want to make, and before you start, I recommend like pre-filming some videos before you watch the first one, maybe like 2 or 3, to try and get ahead. I think it definitely helps be ahead. You don't need a lot of equipment to get started either. I feel like that is something that people feel like they have to do or like they have to have, and that's definitely not the case. If you do have that stuff already, then that's awesome, but you really don't need to buy a camera right away. I feel like you can definitely make it do. Just try your best to make quality content. I feel like people will definitely appreciate that. I just definitely recommend that you get started. I'm here for you if you have any questions. Okay, so the next category is school. What was the most difficult class or subject you've had, and what did you do to overcome it? The most difficult class is probably calc. So calc, as far as material, is definitely my hardest class. As far as workload, it's definitely English and history. It's definitely very easy to fall behind in those classes. There's just so much work, English especially. What I'm doing to overcome it, I just participate in class, especially calc. Like for math, what you need to do is make sure you're practicing, because that's like the best way you're going to learn. Making sure you're paying attention in class, asking questions. Even if you don't want to ask questions, because I know some people don't feel comfortable doing that, just make sure you're like taking notes. Somebody asked me, how do you get ready for a new session of school? And I plan on filming a video about this towards the end of the school year. A couple tips. At the end of the school year, I like to go through my binder or my folders and clear out the stuff I don't need, like scrap paper that I used. I will reorganize all of my papers and put them in the dividers that they belong in based on the subject. And then I pack that away. We get summer reading work, so I will go ahead and start trying to work on that so that I can get it knocked out as soon as possible. And then, you know, just relax over the summer, reset, do things that you like doing. And then towards the beginning of the year, I like to make sure my room is clean and then my study space is clean. Make sure all of your stuff is in order, all your papers, binders, your backpack. I will have some more tips in the video, but those are the ones I could think of off at the top of my head. Next question. How do you study when you're very unmotivated? What gets you out of bed? I'm actually really unmotivated right now. School is very hard. It can just get super unmotivating at times. So honestly, I just think about my goals in life, like what I want to do. I'm like, okay, if I want to get here, I'm gonna have to put in the work. So just get up and do your work, and then I'll reward myself. I talk about this a lot. Obviously, you're going to have long-term rewards, but also it's important to have, you know, immediate rewards. I'll be like, okay, if you do these assignments for psychology, then you can watch, you know, an episode of whatever Netflix show you want to watch. And sometimes thinking about your long-term goals is just not enough. It just seems so far away and so daunting. Just give yourself some short-term goals and rewards. And I have a video about that, about how to stay motivated in school. If you do plan on going to college, just think about how you'll have so much more control over your plan of study, and you'll be able to take classes that you really do enjoy, and that really excites me and motivates me. Okay, how to get good grades. I actually have a video on this. It's one of my best performing videos, which is really, really exciting. So thank you guys so much for all your support on that video. I guess my main tips are to have a good relationship with your teacher, because, you know, having a good support group is just so important, and having teachers who, you know, genuinely like you. Like, teachers are people too. We like some people, you know, better than other people. The same goes for teachers. Even though they have to treat us fairly, deep down inside, there are some people that they just really vibe with, and you want to be that person, because at the end of the year, if you ever need like extra credit opportunities, things like that, they'll be more likely to do it for you if they like you, to be honest. And the recommendation letters, you want to have someone write you a letter who actually knows you and, you know, knows you personally, not just in the classroom. So that's really important. Make sure you're paying attention in class, and if you have homework, do it. And then like there are other tips that I put in my video, so definitely go check that out. I'll link it in the eye. Next question. Okay, best tips for writing neatly when in a rush. I have a how to improve your handwriting video on my channel. I feel like if you just master good handwriting in general, that your handwriting will just by default be neater when you're rushing. I don't know. Also, another thing, like if you use some abbreviations in your writing, like if you're writing notes, it'll help you write quicker, and then it'll save you extra time, and the extra time that you get from using abbreviations can focus on like writing neatly. I'm really sorry, I don't really know. Okay, next. What is your favorite thing to study? I love biology. Like, bio is just so superior. Psychology as well, like neuroscience. And I also do like earth science, to be honest. I did not like it when I was taking it, but in hindsight, it was a pretty good class. What choices do you recommend for high school classes and electives? Well, I guess it really just depends on your interest and like what your career goals are. If you want to pursue medicine, then I would say like health science, anatomy and physiology. Like in my school, you can take an extra science. So I would take an extra science class. Different schools have different electives. And then also take some things that you just like for fun. Like I took art freshman year. It really just depends on what your career aspirations are, I feel like. So I would definitely talk to your school counselor about that. I feel like they are the best person to talk to. Or if you guys have like a CTE, career and technical education coordinator, talk to them. They can kind of help you. What do you do when the teacher is talking really fast? First of all, I pray that they're recording the lesson so I can go back and rewatch it. If they're not, voice memos, 100% use a voice memo. If it's a class where you don't really need to like listen to what the teacher's saying to take notes, like if all the information you need is on the slides, then I would just say just take pictures of the slides and write at your own pace. What calms you down when you're stressed about school? And then someone else also asked, what's your favorite comfort song for when you're having a breakdown from too much homework? Honestly, my mom calms me down about school. I am so thankful for her. I literally freak out all the time about school. Like, I feel like some people think I'm just like really calm and collected. I'm not. I freak out all the time. And my mom is just that person to get me in my right mind and to remind me that it's fine. Like, you're literally fine. Stop freaking out. You'll be fine. So yeah, I feel like you just gotta find that person that just really helps keep you grounded. She helps me a lot with school, so I'm very thankful for her. And as far as the comfort song, I feel like you were expecting a serious answer, but I don't have a serious answer. Honestly, like funny songs that just make me laugh, you know, I feel like that really helps when I'm stressed out. That's what I recommend. A good old laugh always helps. So the next question is tips for high school. Going into high school, I didn't really think much of it. People make it seem a lot scarier than it really is. So some general like tips. Get involved. Like, I honestly wish I was more involved at, why am I painting sideways? I really don't know. Sorry. I definitely wish I was more involved at my school extracurriculars. I definitely would recommend like trying to get into a club that is aligned with your future career choice. And then also just do clubs that are just based on your interests, because you want to enjoy high school. Don't do everything just because you feel like colleges want you to do it, because I feel like colleges will see through that. They'll know if you're really passionate about something. They'll be able to tell. Just do things that you really do care about, because you shouldn't go through life trying to please other people. Just do what you want to do. Make sure that starting freshman year, you're really serious about your grades, because that will set you up and help you a ton throughout the rest of high school. Don't worry about making friends. You will make friends. Frankly, the friends you come into high school with, they probably won't last for most of high school. Some of them will. Like, there are some really good friends that you will have for all of high school. I have a few of those, but for the most part, you won't be friends with all those people. And you have to be willing to let people go. People grow apart, they get new interests, and as you get new interests, you'll find new friends who have those same interests, and that's fine. That's part of life. Next question. This is like kind of like the IB portion of the video. So first, AP or IB classes. AP, it's a college level course, and then you take an exam at the end of the year. It's out of a scale of 5, and if you get a 3 or higher, you pass the exam and you get college credit at eligible colleges. So far in high school, I have taken 3 AP classes, and I know AP has the capstone program, and I don't really know a whole lot about that. I'll probably have to do more research on that. So I recommend AP if you want to challenge yourself and have the opportunity to get college credit. But IB classes are similar to AP, maybe a little bit more difficult. The IB program, I would say AP classes, you just take your class, you take your exam, and you're good to go. IB, you take the class and you do have the opportunity to get college credit. However, these credits are recognized internationally, which is why it's called the International Baccalaureate Program. So you can get credit for these classes in colleges around the world. So it's definitely a really good option if you're thinking about going into college outside of your country. If you are thinking about IB IB. Be ready for a challenge. It's gonna be hard, but IB's focus is on creating a well-rounded student. If you're looking into IB, you may have heard of things like CAS, which stands for Creativity, Activity, and Service, and you have a project that you have to do, and then you have like other things like your EE, which is the extended essay, and it's basically an independent research on a topic of your choosing, and you write a 4,000 word essay about it, and it's due your senior year, your second year of IB. So there are a lot of other components. So the main difference is that AP is pretty limited to the classroom from what I've seen, and then IB is definitely very focused on service, you as an individual, your character, and creating a well-rounded student. And I think it really will help you prepare for college. So it really depends on what you want. If you just want to get your credits for college and go, then AP is the option for you. But if you want a more holistic approach, then I would say IB is going to be good for you. The downside of IB is that in the United States, a lot of colleges don't really accept IB credits, not as many as AP. Next question is, what IB classes would you apply for? Again, I think this really just depends on what your career focus is. I will say IB is pretty limited in the classes that you can take, so you end up taking pretty much the same classes as everybody else in IB. It all depends on what your school offers, because obviously every school doesn't offer every single IB course. But what I'm taking personally, TOK, IB Spanish, HODA or APUSH, IB Biology, IB English, and AP Psych. I'd recommend IB Biology. I'd recommend Bio. I'd recommend HODA. I really actually like that class. I like Psychology. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, those are just my personal favorites. Next question. What is TOK about? That's actually a really good question, and one I'm still asking myself. No, I'm kidding. TOK stands for Theory of Knowledge. A lot of the stuff we talk about is really philosophical. Of course, we talk about knowledge, what knowledge means, like what is knowledge, what it means to have knowledge, who has knowledge, can knowledge be trusted from certain people, what are the different types of knowledge. Like there are 8 areas of knowledge that we talk about in TOK. Right now we're talking about math. We had a discussion about whether math was invented or discovered. We talked about whether math is useful on its own or whether it's only useful when it is applied. And I think that class is honestly just to promote curiosity and to make us think more and become more inquisitive. Honestly, it's kind of a hard class to explain. So I'm going to paint for a little bit. Let's answer some more questions. Why did you choose IB? When I first applied for IB, I didn't really understand exactly what it entailed. I was honestly just drawn to its prestige. That is honestly why I applied initially. But honestly, I feel like this was a really good investment in my education. It has a really holistic approach. It can just be hard at times, really overwhelming. But I definitely feel like it'll all be worth it in the end. And that'll really help pay off, not just for college, but also just for life. That's why I chose IB. So the next category is like productivity. First question is how to stick to your goals. And I actually made a video or how to set and achieve goals. So one of the main things is to make sure your goals are attainable and to break your goals down into smaller goals. So don't just give yourself some huge daunting task, but if you break it down into many milestones and things that you can do, you'll be more likely to stick with it. And then also put not time limits per se, but like time stamps on your goals, little check-ins to make sure you're staying on track with your progress and all of that stuff. Be realistic. Don't set goals that you don't feel like you're going to achieve. But at the same time, don't set super easy goals just because you're afraid of putting yourself out there because of the possibility of not achieving them. Find a healthy balance. How do you manage procrastination? This is something that I'm still figuring out. You need to be disciplined with yourself. And I just think about how stressed out I feel when I procrastinate and how mad I get at myself for putting myself in that situation. So just think about that panicked feeling. You don't want to feel stressed out all the time. So if you just get up and work on this little by little, you don't even have to do like a whole assignment. Just work on it little by little, and it'll prevent you from having to, scram to get it done all at the last minute. Just think about that. How to be focused and calm all day. Okay, so I think you can't expect yourself to be focused and calm all day. That's really unrealistic. And as far as being focused, like during school, I'm assuming you're asking, try and get up. I find that I am a lot more focused when I get up and I come sit here at my desk because when you separate, you know, home life from school time, it helps you focus more. And as far as staying calm, like I said, just step back when you feel yourself getting stressed out and then just come back with a new mind. Next question. How do you avoid distractions when studying? Keep your phone off or take it to another room. How do you start your mornings off motivated? Honestly, when I wake up in the morning, I'm not motivated at all. I just want to go back to sleep. Then it hits me. I realize all the tasks that I have to do for the day. And then I'm just like, okay, it's time to get up. I feel like this is a common theme. I realize that I have so much work to do and I'm kind of like, you have no choice but to get up and do your work. But I think like as far as advice kind of how to be motivated in the mornings. So I'd say having breakfast that you enjoy eating or you enjoy making in the morning can really help. Or maybe making coffee. That's really exciting. Or maybe getting dressed, wearing an outfit that you like. What are some time management tips? Try and start your work ahead of time, like as soon as you get it, and work on it bit by bit rather than doing it all in the same night. And prioritize your assignments based on like when they're due and how much effort needs to go into them. Okay, so I'm gonna paint some more and then come back. Okay guys, so I'm gonna answer the last few questions really quickly. So somebody asked me, what is my favorite stationery ever? So my favorite pen is the Pentel Energel. My favorite highlighters are the Zebra Mild Liners. And then my favorite eraser is definitely the Pentel High Polymer Eraser. It's amazing quality. It erases really, really, really well. Pencils, I just use Papermate Clear Point pencils. Now let's move on to the questions about my future and my plans for the future. Somebody asked, what colleges are you considering applying to? I want to apply to UT Austin, Rice, Baylor, Emory, Johns Hopkins. Those are just a few. And then of course I'll apply to some safety and target schools, but those are just a few of my reach schools. Next question is, what are you considering majoring in? I want to major in biology or neuroscience. The last question, future career plan. So I am interested in neuroscience, like I said, so I want to do something in the field of neuroscience. So yeah, those are all the questions that I got. I'm just gonna finish up the painting and I'll come back on camera to do the outro. Okay guys, so here is the finished painting. Let me back up so you guys can see it. So this is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I know the audio was kind of weird throughout the video, and I do apologize for that, and I'll try to have it fixed for the next video. But I hope you guys have a good day. I'm sorry that this video is late. I was just super busy on Friday, so I wasn't able to finish it in time, but it's here now, so I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!
It's not for me to say.